That being
at
said.
least one,
Yeah.
if not 2 or 3.
But what I want to say about my prediction of being fifth is, and like I said, I want to see it come down to the last weekend of the last game of the year.
Right.
And I want there to be 4, 5, maybe even 6 teams fighting for those last 3 spots.
Right.
And I want to see United in that mix. And I just want I want to be excited about that last weekend. I really do. I want to be very excited about that last weekend.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice. That's something that you always want in the sports season.
Yeah.
Especially when there's so few games. I mean, it's harder when it's baseball or even hockey, or even NBA.
And again, they don't do the same things that that soccer does, where all the games at the same time.
Right. Yep.
Everybody's fighting for. Most teams are fighting for playoff spots,
Yeah,
especially this year now with an extra playoff spot. You're going to have even more teams fighting for those playoff spots. So it's going to be interesting.
I agree.
Let's go on to. Let's do a rapid fire. Let's do scoring and assists for United. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, my scoring guy is going to be Darwin.
Really? Okay. We have a difference already.
Yeah. And my assist guy, and I was going back and forth. I was thinking Gregus potentially could do some things. I was thinking maybe Darwin could.
And just to,
be the guy.
Yeah, I think. And last year was Darwin the goals and assist leader for the club? I think he.
I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah, he was. With my deal was Angelo Rodriguez being up there with Darwin being back. I was thinking they're going to get more chemistry now. There's going to be a lot more passes. Right. But I'm going to go with the fan favorite, Miguel Ibarra.
For assists?
Because I think, my feeling is, he's got all these great new pieces around him.
Right.
And he's so good at being kind of a complimentary type of player.
Right.
That he's going to be able to get those opportunities to get him to guys like Darwin and to Rodriguez and those type of players. So
now, for the layperson, unlike hockey, you can't have multiple assists on a soccer goal. Is that correct?
Right. You can have. So they score it like an assist and a key pass.
Yeah.
So it's not anyone back behind the initial or that final pass gets a key pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
that
still
helps
a good
me make my prediction, because I like your take on Ibarra, but I was thinking about it, I just didn't see Ibarra being the assist leader, but I could see him creating chances and goals. I just wasn't going to peg him on the assist leader myself.
So who do you have then?
I actually had Darwin as the assist leader. Now that's not exactly a hot take.
Who do you have for the?
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm buying in. I got Angelo Rodriguez leading the goals. I mentioned it last podcast. Callum Williams brought it up. He likes Angelo Rodriguez in that striker role. He's going to have the opportunities. Tony, you brought that up. There's new pieces. He's going to have the opportunities. So I put Angelo Rodriguez as our goal scorer, Darwin as the assist leader. Not exactly a hot take there, but I'm buying in. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
My only concern about that is the fact that Darwin is a great player, and I think sometimes he's going to try to score goals where he could give it up to Angelo.
Sure. Yeah.
And he's going to make those goals. So I think that, it's kind of a...
so I went with Angelo.
For goal scorer.
Yeah. But I'm only having him at 11 goals. Mm-hmm. So I just don't think we're going to score... We're going to have a guy that's scoring too many goals.
Agree. Yeah. I totally agree with that.
And I think overall, in my opinion, the 4-2-3-1 kind of lends itself to that, because you have those 3 midfielders that are going to be involved in the attack at all times.
Yeah.
So I think Angelo will get roughly that 11 goals. He'll take the crown for the team. I also think he's going to get like 5 or 6 assists. Mm-hmm. But I think the assist guy will be Darwin. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, here's a quick one then for you. Last year, I think they had 5 set-piece goals. Is that going to be more or less this year? I think it was 5. It sounds ridiculous, but...
Yeah, I hope it's more.
Or maybe it was... I could be wrong. Maybe that was corner kick goals. It was just a ridiculously low number.
Yeah, I think it'll be more, because we're going to have just more experience in the middle with Opara. Opara, I think he averages 2 or 3 a season himself.
Yeah.
Right.
So if he's doing that, they're probably on set pieces more than likely. Plus, I think you're going to get Angelo's hopefully going to meld better. I think a few of those goals are going to end up being set pieces. Gregus is pretty decent at free kicks himself.
Yes.
So I could maybe see a direct free kick goal here and there. I think it'll be higher.
I'd like to see. I don't know. Did Darwin take any corner kicks last year?
He took a lot of the corner.
He took a lot of them,
and I don't think he's that great at them.
I would like to see somebody else take corner kicks and be like the main.
I
main guy.
See Gregus did that.
And he does
a lot.
that. And actually, he in Arizona in preseason, like great. Well, actually, Gregus and Darwin, like Tony, like you mentioned, they had some long range kind of strikes and earlier. So I think Gregus was from a long range set piece, and he did. It was the last 2 games ended in scoreless draws, but they had some nice shots on goal.
Yeah, I agree.
Range.
So I think it's safe to say it'll be higher.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
because some of their set pieces last year, as we've talked about on podcasts, looked like shit.
Well, and a lot of the corner kicks ended up just being calorie burners.
Yeah.
By us waving our scarves.
And little short pass
I
out.
think it's we talked about possession numbers. It's a team last year at least that looked like they were worrying about maintaining possession, so they went with the short corners just to try and maintain possession and create a better opportunity.
Which is a stupid move.
Well, it is, and if that's the way you want to play the game, fine. Your high quality chances don't come from playing a short corner possession game.
Right.
They just don't.
So those are our predictions. I think we're going to wrap up this half, go get some more beers. This place it's hopping. It's going to take us a while to get beers. I mean, every table is pretty much full here on a Saturday afternoon in the middle of February.
The bar is full,
The bar is full. So we're going to grab some more beers, and when we come back, we're going to talk about some other things. We're going to talk a little soccer. We're going to get off the topic of soccer a little bit. We're going to talk about some real-life stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe some CSI type of stuff. And we might even talk about zombies. Maybe. I'd like to, if we have time.
I think we'll have time.
All right. So we'll be back in a couple minutes at Invictus Brewing Company. And welcome back, everybody. We are still at Invictus Brewing Company. Like you didn't know that.
This place is crazy busy.
It is crazy busy. There's people waiting for tables right now, which is nuts. I don't think we've been at a brewery yet where people are waiting for tables.
Oh, no, this is by far the most crowded.
And I think it has to do with the fact they have food here. And there's a lot of kids here eating the food and having the shake. I see one young girl with the shake, and I'm going, she's going to have a sugar crash in about 2 hours.
Yeah. Right.
Because I looked at that shake last time and I said,
maybe that's the goal.
Well, maybe it is. We, 3 of us, each got a flight. I went with the Beautiful Buzz, the Vic Golden Spike, the most of our favorites, and Master of My Fate, which I'm very interested in. It's a barley wine, but at 9%. It'd be crazy. Before I give it to you guys, I do want to say none of us got Blame It on the Blaine, did we?
I did.
I've
got Blame It on the Rain fitting because we're up here in Blaine.
And I got it last time.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I love that name, though.
Yeah,
Blame It on the Rain.
It is. It's a good one.
Stevens.
Yeah, so I ended up with the Captain of My Soul. It's the Kolsch. And then I had what you started with, Tony, the Hazy Crazy IPA. And then I had, of course, we mentioned Blame It on the Rain. and finished up with the Apocalypse Sow, and that's an American strong ale, and I haven't sipped it yet, but that's probably the one I'm most curious about trying. So we'll see how that goes.
And I did the Beautiful Buzz, everything in its right place.
Oh.
The Golden Spiked Mango, and finally the Avenger. So
Nice.
I went all pale.
Nice. They do have a lot of pale ales here.
They do.
Different styles of pale ales, which is cool. I would like to thank Invictus Brewing Company again for letting us come out here. They've been great hosts now twice in a row. I can't believe this place is so busy, but it's Saturday. It's nice out. We've had, guys, just quickly here, we've had some bad weather last 2 weeks.
I was going to say, when you describe it as nice out...
well, it's not snowing.
Okay.
And it's not below zero.
Yeah. And Sterling, you didn't have to go to work. You got to work from home most of those days.
It's fantastic.
Stevens and I had to drive. My commute time was doubled each on going there and coming home pretty much every day for like a week.
To be fair, I spent the week out in South Dakota. So
you were in SD.
Which, now, it's not like it's tropical there. It was just as cold, if not colder there. We didn't get the snow you guys had, but what they do have is no trees and a lot of wind. So it blows snow all over, and it's just crazy. So,
what part of South Dakota?
I was actually in Watertown, so it's about straight west of here.
And it's the east side of the state, right?
Yeah, east side of the state, just across the border. It's about an hour north of Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you head to the Corn Palace? Is that close enough?
We saw
Mitchell?
it. We just drove right by it. Actually, the route we took home, I went through Montevideo and Hutchinson, kind of coming along 7 there.
Sure,
so it's not the most exciting drive, but I've had worse.
I've driven there many times. That was like my parents' place to go. Well, the Black Hills were.
The Black Hills, yeah.
So I've driven through South Dakota so many times. So actually, taking the Highway 12 route.
That's one way to get there. So I didn't even have to drive through South Dakota. I just drove through western Minnesota.
Yeah. Sure.
Once I crossed the border into South Dakota, I was essentially where I needed to go. So.
I did that drive once with my parents when I was a kid, and the most boring drive ever.
It's tough.
Quickly, that was back in the day of cassette tapes.
Right.
I had Tim McGraw's first album. I played that album pretty much the whole way there and the whole way back.
So, I had Cyrus, Billy Ray Cyrus's tape
It's
that
Ricky
I
Hart?
would listen to, yes. And then also Garth Brooks.
Sure, yeah.
What was that? No Fences, I believe.
No
was the
Fences,
big one
yeah,
at that
yeah.
time, yeah.
Crazy times. We're going to talk a little bit more about United just quickly, because we found out just recently that the rest of the games down in Orlando are not on TV, and there's no streaming.
Right.
And Sterling, the reason why is
because Orlando didn't want it.
And so just to bring that up now, as we record this, like today they're playing at 3:30 Central Time here, but so on the East Coast in Orlando they're playing New England. But so even though they're not playing Orlando, it's still because Orlando is the host. They have the rights over all of that.
And we kind of went over this yesterday. Was I had mentioned that somebody had posted on Twitter, I believe it was Wes Burdine, 55-1, had mentioned that all our preseasons since 2014 have been streamed. And this particular tournament was streamable or on air the last 2 years that it's been on. So everyone just kind of assumed that it would be watchable. And Dave mentioned that he had an alert set for it.
Yeah.
I was planning on watching it.
I think a lot of people did.
Yeah. And so they announced it. Well, Callum Williams tweeted about it yesterday, and then they finally announced it, I think it was last night.
Well, that's the funny thing. So Callum Williams tweets about it yesterday, saying it's not available. United doesn't come out and say it.
No.
I don't. Every indication that I had leading up to this tournament down in Orlando was that you'd absolutely be able to watch them on, at least from a streaming capacity.
Yeah, and I mean, I've looked at the second stretch of preseason. I think of it kind of as NFL's game 3 of the preseason, where your starters get the most time.
Sure.
And so this is kind of these last few games are kind of the ones you want to see because you're going to get a pretty good idea of what's going on. So I tweeted